Hey, what's up? I just did my first ever trade and I'm gonna check exactly what happened on Robinhood. Cause I'm crazy. Oh man, went down pretty good. Hey, not bad for a first trade though. I literally just started. Yeah, my theta decay was too much. What the hell? Well, you gotta be honest. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's what happens in crazy markets. Damn, it took a nosedive and went back up. For a first trade, I don't think it's that bad. Hey, what's up? This is part of the same video that I recorded earlier, and I'm actually up. So surprisingly, during class, I was actually watching it like a sniper. And what was crazy is earlier today, man, in the market close, I started $200 down, and then, this was my first trade, but man, I felt like on top of the world when it was up 200. I was up $200. But then they squeezed me, man. They squeezed me. And what's crazy, I could see them trying to push me out on the options contract because at one point I was the only one with an asking price in this certain amount. And holy crap, man. Sharks in the water. Man. But yeah, the market was about to close and then it dropped like crazy. And then I put the sell order in to get out before they squeezed my ass. I was able to get out with $70, which, man, it's not bad in one day for freaking my income. What the hell? But man, it was my first trade, and I was actually up, but man, sharks in the water and this stuff. I can't even believe this stuff sometimes. It's crazy. And yeah, I could even see what the hedge funds trying to push everybody's ass out, and they did a pretty good job, but they didn't get me because I made money and I was down like crazy. But you see, on this part, when I was up, I was technically up $400 within a few hours. But oh, it's only 67. I thought it was 70. But still, that's crazy. I can't even believe that. It's nuts, but I learned, especially since they're trying to squeeze my ass. And at the last second, my options contract value went up by over 20%. But the thing was is that I already sold it. Because at one point, I was literally the only one who with the asking on there. So I was the only one, and there were like 40 bidders. And I was the only one guy asking. I was asking over stock price because it was constantly fluctuating. So I wanted to put that as my limit. Then it kept dropping, so I lowered my limit a little bit, and then it skyrocketed. Someone bought my contract, and it went up 20%. But they didn't make me lose money. I still made money, so I didn't get fully squeezed. But man, it's my first time trading, and I learned a lot that somebody wouldn't really know, especially since I was looking at my theta all day because the contract was going to expire tomorrow. And so the time decay was getting serious, like big time. So then I was actually then paying attention to it all the time. But man, I was thinking of selling right here, but I wanted to wait it out. Because I'm trying to learn, so I'm paying traders tuition. So I'm paying the price for not knowing. But man, I learned a lot that I would have never learned. Like, probably won't even teach you this in freaking hedge funds. Stuff they don't teach you in school, man. And yeah, me just recording this video is probably so valuable because, man, what the heck? They never teach you this stuff. And I did it all on my own, too, with my money. And damn, especially since I recorded the video earlier just to see what was like my unrealized amount. But damn, like, my entire portfolio went up 6% in one day. Now, I'm gonna lose a lot. I'm probably gonna blow that account a couple times. I'm not gonna be surprised, but I'm still stocking up long-term investments and everything just to, to learn. And because, I'm not expecting to make a ton of money right away. I mean, I was doing this during class. So when I showed my professor that, like, yo, while you were talking, I just made $60 that I just pulled out of thin air. And they were impressed. And then, I started talking about long-term investments. And it's kind of funny that I'm a trader, but I also have long-term investments because I'm willing to manage my risk profile. And I'm 19, man. I can't even believe I know this stuff. But it's because I did the stuff that nobody else wanted to do and read the books that everybody never wants to because they're scrolling on TikTok. Now, I'm going to put this video on TikTok or stuff in the future. I got to see. I got to check my situation, man. But, I'm figuring things out. And, if this video is public, because I don't know if it is, it's got me by the ass. But, I just want to help people learn. And I'm willing to pay the price for that for some stuff, especially since learning compounds, even when money might not sometimes. And, right before this, like 5 minutes before recording this video, I just started the investment club at my college, or university to be fancy. But I basically gave a presentation to a couple students because it was kind of a test run. But yeah, and some students had no idea about long-term investing. I told them that, hey, you could do these things, but yeah, you can speculate on cryptocurrency and different things. And yeah, you're gonna lose if you speculate. And since I'm young, I'm willing to take the risk even to learn because this taught me life lessons about sharks in the water. Like I kept saying, sharks in the water, because I was basically dipping my feet in. Sharks were trying to bite. I pulled it out with, a little bit of something. Man, it's a freaking feeding frenzy at every market close. Holy crap. 5 minutes, they'll squeeze anybody out with those hedge funds. Because they want to hedge against inflation and against other contracts that might make them lose. So if they all have high liquidity, well, let me just buy a bunch of stuff and then see if push up the price. Might get some panic sellers to increase the volume because people are gonna panic. This game's emotional, and I was thinking of panicking too. I basically did, but I still put in frames where I would make something, but it's not gonna always happen. And at least I'm learning and thinking about this. I was even talking about investments earlier today, investment club. This is the stuff they'll never teach you in school. They're starting to now, but I don't even think some people want them to learn. And what's ruining it, because it's mostly about long term and having a strategy. I did come in with a strategy, but once they came that feeding frenzy, it was my emotion and discipline. They kind of stabbed me, but I was able to get back up and still make a 6.5% on my portfolio in one day. But that doesn't stop them from taking 20% the next day. So gotta be careful, especially with the theta time decay. Holy crap, man, that'll teach you something. When your contract decays, man, you gotta sell it, because otherwise the next day when it's expiration day, it's gonna be worth way less. And the only people who are gonna buy it are day traders. And usually you want to be a swing trader. So I didn't buy and sell this all in one day. I did it over a couple days, right? And I kind of just left it simmering, and then I knew there was going to be some market stuff today, and I let it rip. But, you know, thanks for watching this. I learned a lot, and I'm going to keep going because nobody's stopping me.